All right, so if you're a JavaScript developer, you're going to want to stick around. Today, we're talking about unlocking a new superpower for your code. We're talking about making it cleaner, safer, more scalable. We're talking about TypeScript.
Ah, yeah, this one. We've all been there, right? Staring at that angry red text in the browser console. It's that little heart drop moment when your entire app just stops. And usually, it's not some big complex problem. It's because you just tried to do something with a value that wasn't what you thought it was. It's a universal frustration, for sure. But what if? What if you could stop this from ever even happening?
So, to really get why TypeScript is such a game changer, we have to talk about the problem it solves. See, JavaScript is amazing because it's so flexible and dynamic. I mean, that's one of its biggest strengths. But that flexibility is also a double-edged sword. It can lead to some really common and, honestly, super frustrating issues. I mean, think about it. You can have a variable that starts its life as a number, and then, whoops, somewhere down the line it becomes a string, and JavaScript just lets it happen. No warning, no nothing. And then a function you were sure was going to give you back some text suddenly gives you a number, and boom, the next line of code breaks. Now imagine this on a big project with a whole team of developers. It's a recipe for chaos. It makes trying to fix or update old code feel like you're defusing a bomb. And this is where our hero TypeScript swoops in. Now, it's not here to get rid of JavaScript, not at all. Think of it more like a trusty sidekick that's going to help us dodge all those hidden dangers. Let's be really clear about what this is. TypeScript is a development tool. It's like a super intelligent spell checker for your code's logic. It's what we call a superset of JavaScript, which is just a fancy way of saying that any valid JavaScript code you have is already valid TypeScript. It just adds this extra safety layer on top to help you, the developer, write much, much better code. And this right here, this shows the magic perfectly. On the left, we've got regular old JavaScript. We've got a function that wants a string, but we accidentally give it a number. The code looks fine, you hit run, and crash. The app dies when a user tries to use it. Now look at the right. With TypeScript, we just add that little /string to tell it, hey, val has to be a string. The second we try to pass in a number, we get that beautiful red squiggly line right there in our editor. It tells us we messed up instantly. No more guessing. Okay, so how does it actually do this stuff? Well, TypeScript gives you a few simple but really powerful tools to add to your developer toolbox. Let's check out some of the core ones you'll use all the time. We actually just saw type annotations. That was the :string part. Super simple. But the real world is messy, right? So for that, TypeScript gives us other awesome tools, like union types, for when a variable could be a couple of different things, and type aliases, which let us build our own reusable blueprints for our data. So what if a variable really can be more than one type? You know, maybe you're getting data from somewhere, and sometimes an ID comes back as a number, and other times it's a string. That's exactly what union types are for. They let you have that flexibility, but in a totally controlled way. You're basically telling TypeScript, look, I expect this to be a string or a number, nothing else. A user ID is the perfect example. In one system, it's just a number, like 123. But in another, it could be one of those super long, unique string IDs. With a union type, using that little pipe symbol, you can handle both situations without sacrificing any of that safety. It's the best of both worlds. Now, for more complex data, we've got type aliases, and these are a lifesaver. Think of it like creating a blueprint for an object. Instead of having to remember and retype the structure of a user object over and over again and maybe making a mistake, you define its shape just one time and give it a name. This makes your code so much cleaner and easier to manage. So here, we've created our own custom type called user. Now, anywhere else in our application, we can just say a variable is a user, and TypeScript instantly knows it must have a name that's a string, an ID that's a number, and an isPaid property that's a Boolean. Your code basically documents itself. Okay, but you're probably wondering, wait a minute, how does the browser run this? And the answer is, it doesn't. You write your code in a .ts file. Then a little tool called the TypeScript compiler runs, and it transpiles your code, which is just a fancy word for translating it, into plain old browser-friendly JavaScript. The browser never even sees the TypeScript. It only ever gets the clean, standard JavaScript that it already knows how to run. So we've seen the what and the how, but what's the real honest-to-goodness payoff? Why should you care? Well, it's all about one thing: building better, bigger applications that can grow over time, especially when you're working with other people. This quote just nails it. When you're coding by yourself, you can maybe keep it all in your head. But when you're on a team of 20 or 30 people, forget about it. Clear communication is everything. TypeScript acts like a contract between developers, making sure everyone agrees on what the data looks like and how different parts of the code are supposed to work.
And the benefits are huge. All of a sudden, your code editor gets way smarter, giving you incredible auto-completion because it knows exactly what properties an object has. This makes communication clearer, and it means you can refactor a huge chunk of code with confidence, because you know TypeScript has your back and will flag any mistakes. You literally wipe out entire categories of bugs before they ever see the light of day, which leads to apps that are just better, more solid, and easier to build on.
So at the end of the day, bringing TypeScript into your workflow isn't just about learning a new tool. It's about fundamentally shifting to a smarter, more efficient way of building things. I mean, just look at this comparison. The old way is a cycle of pain, right? You write some code, you run it, it breaks, and you have to go hunting for the bug. With TypeScript, that whole feedback loop gets squashed. You write code and you get instant feedback from your editor if something's wrong. You fix it right then and there, and then you run it with confidence. You're catching mistakes at the cheapest possible moment while you're still typing. By adding this simple layer of type safety, TypeScript gives you the power to move faster, work better with the team, and build applications that are way less likely to crash and burn. It really is a superpower, and it's just sitting there, waiting for every JavaScript developer to unlock it.